What's up? My name is Vanessa, but you can call me V. And this weekend, Birds of Prey premiered all around cinemas, and I went to go watch it. So to be completely honest with you, I wasn't that interested in it when I saw like the trailers and that it was gonna come out, because though I am a fan of though I do enjoy Harley Quinn, I never really consider myself like a big fan. She was very enjoyable, of course, like in Suicide Squad, which is where I mostly saw her, if not only saw her, because I don't really follow DC too much. I wasn't that interested, which is saying a lot, because I'm usually like, you know, if it's like a girl squad, if it's anything, you know, where there's a woman lead, then I'll definitely take interest in it, because I am a feminist and I like movies where they represent an empowered woman, so I can feel represented and empowered. So I went to catch it even though it was the weekend, and I don't like going to anywhere during the weekends because there's always a lot of people everywhere. But I really wanted to check it so I could get the chance to film this review. Now, I don't think I'm the harshest critic when it comes to movies, because I want to love things so much. I much more enjoy loving things than hating them, so I don't get too nitpicky. Also, maybe I'm just not educated enough to be like, oh, that was trash. But whatever the reason may be, I very much enjoyed Birds of Prey. Now, it was rated R, so I wasn't entirely sure what that meant. It turns out it just meant that there was going to be very gory scenes, which aren't my favorite. But, you know, it's whatever, I guess. I'll just look down and that's it. So this was actually a really fun movie. Right off the bat, the storytelling style they had throughout the movie, instead of, you know, it being the story, it was more of Harley Quinn telling us the story while we just happen to watch what actually is happening as she narrates it, which I thought was really fun, because you don't get hero or anti-hero or action movies being told that way. The multiple point of views that they gave us and how we would progress in the story, and then they would take it just like a little bit back to see how these different women ended up in the situation they were in. Now, I guess it would have been a little too cheesy to start from when they're all working together and then like just dragging us all the way back to see how they get to that point. But I don't mind cheesiness, so I would have enjoyed that. However, I know a lot of people probably would have bashed it, so it's okay. It's okay by me. And now each character was actually really interesting. I do think that maybe, I mean, I don't want to be nitpicky. I don't want to say it could have been better, because I think they did a very good job. I very much enjoyed it. I did not have a problem whatsoever in following all of the lines and when it came to each character, but I do kind of think it was a lot, and I think it was both a good thing and a bad thing. However, each character was in fact very interesting when it came to all of the women who were sort of starring in this movie. I am very happy that they had diversity, and not only in race but also in age group as well. Now, when it came to the villains, our main villain, he was a very interesting character. He was scary, and he was actually psychotically evil. Now that I'm thinking about the plot line, it's actually it's a fun idea. It makes me a little curious that we didn't see the Joker at all. I would have thought, I was expecting to see him at some point throughout the movie. You know, maybe just like a cutscene to him doing something, like giving us a bit of an update or his thoughts on the whole situation. But I guess it wasn't relevant, which is fair, because it actually wasn't. It was just my curiosity wanting to bring me to that. But so the action sequences, some of them were a little iffy to me. Not the best, but if I'm picky anywhere, it is in action sequences, let me tell you right now. There is nothing like a beautifully choreographed action sequence. However, even then, I think it still comes down to preference. So what I consider like a pretty action sequence, you know, maybe you don't think so. But for me, it kind of did fall a little short. So for me, it wasn't anything impressive, but it was still fun. Definitely my favorite scene when it came to location and choreographed and everything that came to play was the ending where they are at the funhouse thingy and like a broken down circus or something along those lines. It was a very good climax scene to the whole journey of Harley Quinn trying to survive because the whole of Gotham is after her. And I guess you could really say that it was where all of our female characters, all of our protagonists really just sort of got a big ending, but it was still obviously not the ending because we have the Huntress, as she calls herself. She finally killed the last man that she had to kill, which was great. Also, let me just get to that in a small parentheses. I am so glad in how they killed the villains here, because I would not be satisfied with just the simple bullet to the head and then they go down and that's it. No, because they were hideous people. They were atrocious human beings, which is what makes them villains. I am completely aware. I am so glad that the characters were allowed to feel that hate and to kill him, not cleanly, but a little messy, which is exactly what they deserved. So I'm very satisfied with that. Now going back to the funhouse scene, it was great all throughout. I'm so glad that we spent that much time that we did in there, from how all of our protagonists come to sort of figure out that they have to work together because they all want them dead, to them actually working together. And it was a very enjoyable action sequences. All of them, there were so many moving parts in this, of course, like the army that the villain called for, and the location itself, which is of course is a fun house. So we had a lot of like the mirrors and the little, I have no idea what that was, but they go like overlap themselves and then they like jump. Okay. Yeah. I hope you get what I'm saying. And specifically that part where they're just maneuvering her in between them whilst helping each other out and working together quite brilliantly. So that was probably my favorite scene. And then all of this to then try to walk out, like in a music video style, to then be gunned down and lose a girl. Yeah, I mean, immediately you just know. And then that's where we get also one of the great plot points. Is it a plot twist? I don't know if it's a plot twist because it doesn't actually twist the plot, but the reveal that the Canary has a superpower. Now, I don't read the comic books because, and I'll probably be the only person who ever tells you this, but they have too many pictures. I'm sorry. I just never read them when I was younger, and I guess it's just harder for me to get into it now that I'm older. If you have any tips for that, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to get into comic books. So I of course knew nothing of this, and also like I said, I don't really follow the DC universe at all, but that was pretty great. I would actually love to see a little bit more on her now that I think about it. And something I would like to just take this time to acknowledge, they're the ones who have been making female led movies, and not only female led, but also they're like with the female director. And just Marvel has to catch up. Like they've been too caught up in their stage 2 or whatever, and they've been lacking.
So all in all, it was a great movie that I very much enjoyed. There was a lot of bloody parts and quite frankly a lot of triggering parts, because with certain themes that I do not feel comfortable talking about, but the ugly parts are very realistic, and so I can appreciate that. But the characters were very enjoyable, very humorous, and very real. Harley Quinn was fantastic. It was so funny just seeing her psychoanalyze all of her characters. Like, so the writers actually acknowledged the fact that yes, she does have a PhD. Can we all remember that? Which made humor of a lot of parts, which was always appreciated because we all love a good man. I would definitely be interested in anything they have moving forward. But those are my thoughts on Birds of Prey 2020. So have you seen it? What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments below. Is there any movie that came out recently that you would like for me to talk about? I would be glad to. That will be all for this video. But give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Click down there to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope none of your favorite characters die.